We can interpret the term elevation in different ways, but within the context of this video, it means the action of raising oneself up to a more improved version of oneself. I'm sure you can agree with me when I say that being able to raise oneself up to a more improved version of oneself is an admirable skill to have. But how do we achieve the right mindset for it? How do we make sure that we keep improving ourselves throughout our lives? Here to tell us more about what elevation has meant to him in his life and to talk about how to elevate oneself is Adam Asztalos. Adam Asztalos is a social media influencer with more than 100,000 followers on Instagram. He's a vegan and an animal rights activist. He's committed to promoting self-esteem, self-awareness, and self-confidence. All in all, he's all about healthy living. Finally, as a globetrotter, he's seen all the corners of the world. So, hi Adam, welcome to the show. Thanks for taking your time to talk to me. First, what does elevation mean to you? Why is it imperative to you to follow this lifestyle?
Elevation for me personally means to improve yourself every day in every way possible so you can improve not only yourself but your environment all around you. And I practice this daily by being a vegan. As a vegan, I cannot take, for example, any energy inside of me which has been negative, had to suffer only for my pleasure or for the profit of others. So how can I expect to bring positivity to my environment and to you if I do not take only positive energy inside of me? And that, in short, would sum up how I live in elevation and veganism.
How exactly did your parents contribute to the elevation lifestyle you live today?
Although this is my journey, my parents contributed to this the moment I've been conceived. Because I've been conceived with love, my parents were always loving persons and also brought me up in that fashion. To respect and love myself and others. Also to learn every day. So if you ask me how my parents actually exactly contributed to all this, I would say with everything.
What were your biggest hopes and dreams when you were a child?
Since I was little, I always wanted to be an archaeologist or a treasure hunter. So basically I wanted to become Indiana Jones. So I could travel all around the globe and hunt for treasure and discover ancient civilizations and all those ruins, because I always very much loved history and mythology. And this is something that always has stuck to me ever since. Learning from where we came from and who we are. This is what accompanied me and still does till today.
As a Jew, how did Judaism influence your vision on elevation?
Judaism has influenced me in the way how children are being raised from early age. The discipline for learning every day and the respect for books have shaped me and has further developed my love for research and subjects which are dear to my heart. The ethics of the sages of the mystical Judaism are in pair with what I believe to be fundamental to my growth as a person, in fact. Also, I learned to critically question established rules and not always be satisfied with the pre-established answers. Judaism is constantly developing itself. Because of that, we learn to always challenge ourselves and the moral standards of our times. Because if we conform to them, we never grow and we never get better. And this is also the basic of elevation.
What are tips you can give those who want to live according to your philosophy on elevation?
So you have to ask yourself, how could I be the best version of myself? What do I want to change? And at the same time, you also have to accept what can't be changed rather than getting upset about every little thing that happens to you on a daily basis. Because at the moment something happens, it may feel wrong, but it serves something greater and always will lead to something better, which will benefit you in the end. So don't fight what happens, it happens for you. With that attitude, nothing can throw you off balance and you can overcome every struggle.
I'm sure it's about changing your habits too. A lot of people struggle with that. How do you do it?
If I could give only one advice, that would be make progress no matter how small. I've learned the hard way that building habits is hard. And keeping those newfound habits is even harder. So what you need to do is start small with improving your life. That means if you could see now for the next half a year what you want to achieve, we have to break it down in little milestones. So you can focus on the little habits to actually grow over time. Because small habits over a longer period of time will yield great results. This beats every talent and every God-given gift actually some might have, or you think someone might have over you. Building on those small tasks and stick with them daily will always bring you results in the long term and also build up to even greater goals. So make progress no matter how small. That's my advice to you.
Finally, what's a practical thing we all can do to adopt your philosophy on elevation immediately?
If you strive to better yourself and your environment every day, you realize very soon how limited and precious your time is. You can do only effective and productive work if you know how to best manage your energy, your time, and your attention. See, attention and focus are exceptionally rare in this digital age. Attention works much like a muscle. If you don't work it, it can wither. If you exercise, it grows. Attention is more than just focusing on completing a task. We use our attention to shape and frame our reality, and also frame life's big picture as well. The ability to a single task without distraction is the critical component to success. As the saying goes, the successful man is the average man focused.
Subscribe to my channel for more interviews. The next one comes in 5 weeks. If you want me to interview you, just send me an email to edwinpalmer@yahoo.com. Next week, I'll be back with a new video in my series on intellectual giftedness. Till then, I only want to say 3 things. Thank you for watching, have a great day, and bye for now.